Welcome to AirVenture in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I'm Ashley Hale. Today at Oshkosh, 3 more new airplanes are on display on the grounds of Whitman Regional Airport, including the latest RV. Aspen Avionics receives a TSO for its connected panel products, and Redbird shows off with its hand-prop Cub sim. We'll have the second part of Jim Campbell's 5-part interview with EAA President and CEO Rod Hightower, and a conversation with former AOPA President and CEO Phil Boyer. For Tuesday, July 24th, it's Airborne live on Aero TV. We have 2 new airplanes to tell you about on tonight's program, beginning with the latest in a long line of RVs. The new RV-14 made its first appearance at Oshkosh on Monday. The new 2-place airplane features an RV-10 wing, a 210 horsepower Lycoming, and lots of interior room. It's on display at the Vans booth in the home-built area at Oshkosh. Vans says it has not yet determined an overall price for the plane, but the first wing kits will be shipped this fall and are expected to carry a price tag of around $9,000. From the other side of the Atlantic, Lisa Airplanes took the wraps off the Akoya, the innovative amphibious SLSA airplane that also can land on integrated skis in the snow. This is the first appearance of the Akoya in the U.S., and Lisa Airplanes says the first U.S. deliveries are expected in 2014, shortly after the first European deliveries. Lisa is taking orders for the Akoya at AirVenture. Zulu Flight Training, a division of Continental Motors, has joined with Redbird Simulators and King Schools to offer a new flight training school, described as a new concept in pilot training that is designed around a structured curriculum that uses advanced full-motion flight simulators and advanced technology training aircraft to deliver a consistent, cost-effective, and safe path to obtaining basic and advanced pilot's licenses. A key component of Zulu Flight Training brings the ground school and simulation training to the student by placing the primary training center at easily accessible locations within the population center. Zulu has partnered with Redbird Flight Simulations to provide the latest and advanced full-motion flight simulators. Zulu currently offers the following courses at its first operational flight school located in Spanish Fort, Alabama: private pilot certification, pilot instrument rating, instrument proficiency, and multi-engine proficiency. Aspen Avionics held a news conference Tuesday morning to announce they have received TSO approval for the connected pilot line of products. With that in hand, has begun production and shipment of connected pilot units. The patent-pending connected panel products seamlessly integrate and synchronize aviation application data from personal handheld devices, with the certified avionics installed in an aircraft's panel enabled via Evolution's flight displays. It is compatible with iOS and Garmin GNS 400W, 500W series navigators. The general aviation community got good news from Washington Monday with the announcement of passage by the U.S. House of Representatives with its version of Oklahoma Senator James Inhofe's Pilot's Bill of Rights. The Senate had passed the same legislation earlier this year, and the bill has been sent to President Obama for his signature. We'll be talking to Senator Inhofe later this week, so look for that interview on Aero TV. And Sally Ride, who became a household name after becoming the first American woman to fly in space, passed away Monday at the age of 61. Ride had been diagnosed 17 months ago with pancreatic cancer. In a news release, NASA officials described Sally Ride as a pioneer of a different sort and an agency filled with trailblazers. The soft-spoken California physicist broke the gender barrier 29 years ago when she rode to orbit aboard Space Shuttle Challenger to become America's first woman in space. When we come back, ANN's editor-in-chief Jim Campbell sits down with EAA President and CEO Rod Hightower for the second of a week-long series of interviews. You're watching Airborne live on Aero TV.
Aero TV's live coverage of AirVenture 2012 is brought to you in part by Avidyne, flying made simple, and by Icon Aircraft, setting a new standard for light sport aircraft. The Evolution Flight Display System from Aspen Avionics delivers unique reliability and safety features to GA pilots and is truly the most flexible and affordable EFIS available. Aspen Avionics, a new way to look at avionics.
As a plug-and-play replacement for existing 430s, the IFD 440 FMS GPS Navcom features a hybrid touchscreen control which makes it much easier to access the information you want when you want it. Now you have a choice, and the choice is easy. Avidyne.
Flightline presents the Oracle Engine Monitoring System, STC primary for twin-engine aircraft and soon to be joined by turbine and rotorcraft options. Oracle provides unparalleled reliability and functionality. Oracle, the best co-pilot you'll ever have. You might be solo, but not alone when you choose to fly with Bendix King. Today, the freedom of flight can become clouded by complex technology. At Bendix King, we're working to make the pilot's job easier by developing products around safe, simple, and confident operations. Visit us at EAA AirVenture Oshkosh Hangar B, booth 2162, to see what's new in our product line, or visit us at bendixking.com.
This Aero TV segment is sponsored by 4Flight, makers of intelligent apps for pilots. Best-in-class design and our fanatical pilot support make 4Flight Mobile aviation's most popular app.
The 1X kits continue the Sonics tradition of providing the best performance per dollar kits, period.
This is Airborne, live on Aero TV. I'm Ashley Hale. Earlier this week, ANN's editor-in-chief, Jim Campbell, had an opportunity to sit down one-on-one with EAA President and CEO Rod Hightower for a look at the state of the organization. They talked about the rumors surrounding this year's AirVenture Cup race, EAA's commitments to its roots, and Hightower's experience going to rookie school.
In looking over this past year, it's been a year that's had its high points and low points, and of course, we're in a world now where everybody and his brother's Facebooking and social media and this board and that board and so forth, and there have been a number of little social conflagrations over one issue or another. In order to get rid of the elephants in the room, I wanted to just get EA's overview of some of the issues that were raised over the last year, things that people are either griping about or not griping about, as the case may be, and just get the EA perspective on things. Well, first of all, let's take the AirVenture Cup race. Boy, there are more rumors floating around there than you can shake a stick at. And what's the old line? The only good rumor is one that pays rent. But if you could give us an overview of what occurred and what EA's real involvement was in that whole situation.
Well, the AirVenture Cup race, first of all, talk about a passionate group of people, a passionate group of aviators. You know, the AirVenture Cup racers are relatively small in number, but they are committed to success of aviation. They're committed to their love of air racing, whatever the flavor of aircraft you might own or choose to participate in. And there was a situation here where we have to acknowledge what I would consider to be a great low point, and that is the accident at Reno last year was a tragic moment. But it was also a watershed moment for aviation, and it will be impactful in aviation in ways that not every aviator will understand yet. One of the areas that it's hugely impactful is in the insurance and underwriting arenas. So you can only imagine when you have an event the scope and scale of the world's largest aviation event, AirVenture, you can only imagine the insurance premiums, the liability implications, and the risk management involved in that kind of activity. So if you take a look at anything that looks like adding to that risk, and if you're the underwriter community, you want to make sure that there's adequate financial compensation for that, and you want to make sure that you're doing the best, or your customer, I should say, us in this case, doing the best that they can to mitigate those risks to maximize safety. The AirVenture Cup race is a phenomenal thing. It really terminates here in their destination point of AirVenture. We love the people. We love the activity. It's terrific. And I think you know that I'm a fan of racing. I like air racing. I love it. But I can also tell you that there are some financial implications that involve risk that have to be managed a certain way. And in that particular case, I think some of the folks that were involved don't necessarily understand what those liability and those risk limitations and implications are very well. But we love AirVenture Cup. We love the people involved in it. We love air racing, obviously, and we hope that it continues for a long time.
You segue real quick. It wasn't on the list, but I got to ask anyway. How'd you like rookie school?
I'm really surprised that you know about that, or a lot of people know about that. I will tell you about rookie school, you know, and I will say this: I am a grassroots pilot, and the first couple of days of rookie school were at about the outer limits of my piloting skill. I will assure you of that. Yes, sir. But thanks to the capability and the competence of the instructors that were with me in the airplane, we all made it through safely and had a great time. It is a great experience. I can tell you it's not for everybody, but it was a truly magnificent experience, something I encourage everybody to try at least once in their life.
Excellent. There's been some questions about how EA values the older relationships it's had with a number of organizations. This year there was some controversies over the loss of the Flying Chalet and Hospitality Center. The loss of Canon is a very visible presence here on the field. Does EA value these relationships, and are these kind of losses any indication of where EA is going to be going in the future in regards to these long-term relationships with, you know, obviously companies that have had some serious contributions to this community?
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, we hugely value long-term relationships. You know, aviation is an industry where long-term relationships are a critical part of what makes it work. Relationships of all type, long-term, medium-term, short-term, are incredibly important to EAA. We've demonstrated over the years that we really do respect our legacy and we value where we've come from. We're a grassroots organization, and we haven't grown and succeeded to the degree that we've grown and succeeded without help from everybody involved in aviation. Those are important things to always remember. But you use the word loss, which I'm a little surprised about sometimes. Change is hard for anybody, but when it comes to long-term relationships, one thing that we have to ensure is that they're fair and equitable, and sometimes those adjustments need to be made. But when we do business with people, we sometimes have to make sure that we recognize there's a strong obligation to one another to be fair and balanced and do business on behalf of not only our respective companies, whether it's us and flying or us and anybody else, but you have to do so on behalf of aviation. So our motives at EAA are always directed at how do we grow aviation? How do we make aviation better? How do we increase participation in aviation? So those are the overriding and overarching things that we have in our philosophy about doing business. We are a business, and one of the best ways to sustain our mission at EAA and deliver value to our members and what our members expect of us and expect us to do is to remain financially strong and financially stable. It's very important to make sure that our business interests are well looked after and to apply techniques that are well used and well known in the world that save money, drive cost out of an organization, increase the opportunity for revenues, to keep our members' dues low, to keep our members' mission intact. Those are the things that are important to us. So one thing that I'm not a fan of is I'm not a fan of wasting resources of any type, whether they're human resources or they're financial resources. So long answer, but we value very much our long-term relationships, but they've got to be equitable.
Tomorrow, Mr. Hightower will discuss his thoughts about concerns that EAA is moving away from its home builder roots. And in just a moment, Jim Campbell is back to talk with former AOPA President Phil Boyer. You're watching Airborne live from AirVenture in Oshkosh, Wisconsin on Aero TV.
Aero TV's live coverage of AirVenture 2012 is brought to you in part by WingX and by Bendix King by Honeywell. When you fly with Bendix King, you're never alone. Powerful and reliable sport plane engines can be cost-effective. Check out the amazing Viking 110 power plant at www.vikingaircraftengines.com.
Concorde Platinum Series batteries are available for all aircraft and offer extra cranking power, resulting in less draw on the battery per cycle for longer life. Visit booth 2053 at Oshkosh. Concorde, for the heart of your aircraft.
276 and counting. That's the number of lives saved so far by the revolutionary BRS airframe parachute. See and read why BRS can keep you safe at www.brsparachutes.com.
Since the early days of powered flight, pilots have struggled with landing in crosswinds. In fact, crosswinds and wind gusts cause more landing accidents than fog, thunderstorms, and icing combined. That's where the Redbird X-Wind SE comes in. By placing pilots in gusty crosswind conditions for extended periods of time, the X-Wind SE gives instructors all the time they need to teach the pilot the proper techniques for landing in crosswind conditions. For more information on Redbird X-Wind SE and Redbird's entire line of flight training devices, visit www.redbirdflightsimulations.com.
Waco Classic Aircraft carries on the proud tradition of the open cockpit biplane, exhilarating to fly, beautiful to behold. With its classic graceful design, the Waco YMF 5D is custom built for each owner. Learn more at www.wacoaircraft.com.
Welcome back to Airborne, live on Aero TV. Earlier today, ANN's editor-in-chief Jim Campbell sat down with former AOPA President Phil Boyer, and they talked about the overall health of general aviation and where it might be headed.
Not that you need an introduction, we're going to welcome Phil Boyer back to the hot seat. Retirement has allowed you to avoid my snooty questions for quite a while, but let's get back into the swing of things. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. It's fun to be at a show like this, and to be one of the aviation enthusiasts, which I've always been, but somebody who can, linger at a booth, ask the questions you need to ask, and not worry about the advertising or what pilots, having 15 people come up to me and tell me what we're doing right or wrong. It's just neat. I really enjoy it, and it's back to the aviation I knew before AOPA.
Well, let me ask you this. You've been in the system now as one of us, a GA pilot, both with your A36 and occasionally with the Waco you were flying and so forth. How would you judge the state of the industry? You've been to the FBOs, you've been to the service centers, you've had to have your airplane worked on, and all the things that everybody in GA does on a regular basis. How much trouble are we in?
Well, the things you named, I think, are probably more positive than negative, but we're not talking about buying a new plane. But if you're talking about the state of flying a plane in the system, things are more cooperative. Obviously, a number of flights are down, so we're getting more help from ATC. We're getting airports that want to keep their towers encouraging practice approaches, practice landings. I mean, even at Cincinnati's Kentucky airport, the big airport, 3 huge runways, 4th crosswind, they're encouraging you to fly in. And there's really no place to go once you're there other than the terminal. TSA is not going to be happy. But I think that's positive. I feel, and it's been a long time since I've been a single-engine piston on a regular basis for all the transportation, that I'm being treated like a jet jockey. I mean, really, not as Phil Boyer, but I mean, just, I think they want to sell fuel. And if it's going to be avgas, okay, that's the lot we're in right now. And from a standpoint, I don't think the mechanical side or the avionics side has changed that much. It's still trying to get your plane in, trying to get it out, trying to get it done in a reasonable length of time. And of course, have to pay for it. But, fixing a Jaguar or Mercedes ain't cheap either. So all of that is on the positive side. How can you beat Oshkosh and say things aren't positive just by the number of people, the excitement, the ambiance, as I call it, the Woodstock of aviation. But I think the industry itself, new plane production, trying to get people to learn to fly, other than in pockets of the country, is all down, and it's a bleak picture, and we've been saying that since you and I have talked in the almost 4 years that I've been retired, with the big downturn in 2008, or right after I left, 2009. So I'm real concerned about that. Yet to be answered is the foreign companies buying into our domestic companies. Will that be a boost? Will we see a continuance of products we know and love and brand names? Or from those who live in Wichita or Duluth or other places, will we see jobs going across the pond on the left side this time? And so that's where it's negative. Also, it costs money to fly, and people have taken cuts in pay during these last 3 years, haven't gotten the bonuses, and this is discretionary money for most of us. So we do look at things like fuel prices closely, how much time are we putting on the plane, et cetera. So it's both positive being in the system again, but not a real happy outlook as far as I can see. And I'm talking mainly about the single-engine piston line.
Is there hope, though? I
think there's always hope. I think things run in cycles no matter what you do. We've been here with the closing down of Cessna's lines in the early 80s. We've been in recessions and depressions before. I think as long as there's the excitement about flight among the general public, there is going to be a marketplace. Stimulating that market in a downtime has just been the challenge of those who are paid to do it and been very, very tough for them. But I'm an ultimate optimist. I think we're going to get past this. I don't think we're going to see the $50,000 new airplanes, but I sure think we're going to see innovation, and that's one thing that hasn't stopped. I mean, most of the innovation is not on airframe and engines or even gasoline at this time, but it's been in avionics and some of the accoutrements that go with the planes.
When we come back, the people and planes that make up AirVenture. I'm Ashley Hale, and you're watching Airborne Live on Aero TV.
Aero TV's live coverage of AirVenture 2012 is brought to you in part by Bristol, the next generation of light sport, and by Oracle, the best co-pilot you'll ever have. The twin-engine Oracle CRM 2120 offers a robust feature list, including a fully redundant dual-screen display not offered with other engine monitoring systems. STC primary, the Oracle will soon be available in fixed-wing turbine and rotorcraft versions. The Evolution Flight Display System from Aspen Avionics delivers unique reliability and safety features to GA pilots and is truly the most flexible and affordable EFIS available. Aspen Avionics, a new way to look at avionics.
Avidyne is the brand of choice for pilots who want innovative, easy-to-use avionics, and the new IFD 540 and 440 FMS GPS navcoms set a new standard for ease of use and simplicity. As plug-and-play replacements for legacy 530 and 430 series navigators, the hybrid touch user interface of the IFD 540 and IFD 440 makes it much easier to access the information you want while reducing head-down time, and making flying more enjoyable. Now you have a choice, and the choice is easy. Avidyne.
Are you ready for the next generation of light sport airplanes? Check out the all-new Bristol. Fun, fast, and easy to fly. Learn more at www.bristol.com. Bright, light, and affordable. Sandia Aerospace presents the STX 165 Mode AC transponder. Check it out at www.sandia.aero.
Sonex Aircraft, the best performance for dollar, period.
This is Aero TV's live coverage of AirVenture in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Thanks for joining us. After a hectic couple of days, let's take a minute to slow down just a bit and really enjoy some of the beautiful and unique planes that make Oshkosh what it really is. And that's just a few of the planes and people that are what Oshkosh is really all about. If you've seen something special, let us know at news-by@aero-news.net. Maybe we'll be able to include it later in the week. And that's just some of what was happening today at AirVenture. Tomorrow, Acting FAA Administrator Michael Huerta arrives at Whitman Regional, and Jim Campbell talks with Rod Hightower about concerns that EAA is moving away from its home builder roots. Of course, there's lots more at aero-news.net, so don't forget to check out our website. I'm Ashley Hale, and we'll see you tomorrow night on Airborne, live from AirVenture in Oshkosh. Thanks for watching.
Aero TV's live coverage of AirVenture 2012 is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.
As a plug-and-play replacement for existing 430s, the IFD 440 FMS GPS Navcom features a hybrid touchscreen control which makes it much easier to access the information you want when you want it. Now you have a choice, and the choice is easy. Abaddon.
Waco Classic Aircraft now offers the Great Lakes 2T1A2. Inspired by the classic YMF-5V, it's smaller but with 180 horsepower, simpler avionics, and fully aerobatic. Waco lets you fly simply for the fun of it. www.wacoaircraft.com.
This Aero TV segment is sponsored by 4Flight, makers of intelligent apps for pilots. Best-in-class design and our fanatical pilot support make 4Flight Mobile aviation's most popular app.
Redbird Flight Simulations is dedicated to revolutionizing flight training by designing, manufacturing, and delivering affordable and innovative flight training technologies. Each Redbird device is designed to enhance the training experience for pilots of all levels, from student to ATP. Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
Bright, light, and affordable. Sandia Aerospace presents the STX-165 Mode AC Transponder. Check it out at www.sandia.aero. 276 and counting. That's the number of lives saved so far by the revolutionary BRS airframe parachute. See and read why BRS can keep you safe at www.brsparachutes.com.
Concorde Platinum Series batteries are available for all aircraft and offer extra cranking power, resulting in less draw on the battery per cycle for longer life. Visit booth 2053 at Oshkosh. Concorde, for the heart of your aircraft.
The 1X kits continue the Sonics tradition of providing the best performance per dollar kits, period.
You might be solo, but not alone when you choose to fly with Bendix King. Today, the freedom of flight can become clouded by complex technology. At Bendix King, we're working to make the pilot's job easier by developing products around safe, simple, and confident operations. Visit us at EAA AirVenture Oshkosh Hangar B, booth 2162, to see what's new in our product line, or visit us at bendixking.com. Powerful and reliable sport plane engines can be cost-effective. Check out the amazing Viking 110 power plant at www.vikingaircraftengines.com. Aspen offers the most flexible and affordable certified synthetic vision available. Evolution Synthetic Vision is now here. Customizable display layouts enhance the data you need for each phase of flight. Built-in terrain warning system combines terrain and flight path marker coloring, caution and warning text, and an audio warning signal to alert you when terrain or obstacle hazards conflict with your flight path. Aspen Avionics, a new way to look at avionics. Ultra Electronics Flightline Systems presents the Oracle, offering intelligent power management for single and twin piston engine aircraft, and soon to be available in fixed-wing turbine and rotorcraft versions. Visit www.ultra-oracle.com for more information. Are you ready for the next generation of light sport airplanes? Check out the all-new Bristol. Fun, fast, and easy to fly. Learn more at www.bristol.com.